And we're live.
Awesome. Love being live with you, Alex. Hello.
Hey, hey.
We tried to go live a little bit earlier this evening and it did not work. We had a little issue. So we are testing it out again, although we did record a short interview with you and uploaded that. So if people are interested in our Java Concepts new course or interested in learning more about you, they can, of course, go and check that video out too.
Absolutely. And
So,
hopefully, our
yeah.
kind of awkward arrangement here isn't too bad right now. We'll have this working better for you by the next Mentor Monday. So it's a little
That's
easier to
right.
see and a little friendlier on the eyes there.
Yeah. So since we did not get a chance to go live earlier, we anticipated some of the questions that we might have received, but um, do you think of any other questions that we may not have gotten to in the interview video that some of our students or friends might have about SD codes in general or Java concepts?
So I can offer one about Java concepts and Java in
Okay.
particular that I know is a question that comes up a lot on both on the platform and in person, and that is, what's the job market like?
Okay.
And for Java in particular, and again, remember, Java Concepts is an introduction. So we're not trying to make you job ready, but we're trying to kind of whet your appetite for what's to come. There is a huge job market in South Carolina around Java jobs. And that's because Java is a language that's been around for a long time. And so a lot of the companies here are older manufacturing companies, financial companies, healthcare companies. These places generally have some sort of Java application that they're supporting. And so if you're interested in, hey, I want to go work for Blue Cross, they've got Java inside. If you're interested in working for some of the big Silicon Harbor, I think, is the Charleston area, some of those big companies have Java inside. And so that's a great language to just dive into really hard if you're interested in some of those larger scale jobs. Because that's, part of our goal here is not only to help the people of South Carolina, but also help South Carolina in general. And those companies need people as much as you may be looking for a new job or a new thing to explore.
Yeah, such a great point. And it's one of those questions that I think we get a lot is sort of like, hey, I'm new to this, and what language should I really start with? Or there's just so many options and so many directions you can go in. It's hard to even know where to begin.
Yeah, it is. And that's one nice thing about looking at some of these older languages. That can scare people who are new to programming. A lot of people think you need to be latest and greatest. The reality is, when a company builds an application and builds software, it lives on for a very long time. A great example is something like a bank. The software that runs ATMs is routinely 5, 10, even 15 years behind the curve because they have only the time to build it once and to build it right. And so it just needs to work. And once it's working, not a lot of incentive to keep it updated. So you'll find that if you learn some of these languages that are more established, your horizons open up a little bit because companies that haven't adopted newer technology still need specialists to come in and work on their old applications. And Java is a great language for that sort of thing. It'll be around for a long time.
Such a good point. Um, and I know that within the Java Concepts course, at the end of the course, you actually do get to kind of build a little mini application of sorts, right?
You do. Yep. Yeah, and so we pattern that as a bank account. You're not going to be building for a real ATM. There's no real money exchanging hands here. So it's low pressure. But the fun thing about that is it shows you that these skills are practical. And while a real ATM or a real bank account is going to be a lot more complex than what you're building, you can see how those simple concepts will add on top of each other to make a big real application and support big real transactions. And that's one of the most powerful things we can show you as a new student is something practical. It's not about, hey, you made your name appear. We want to show you the real things that you can do with this language. And that's what Java Concepts does.
That's so great. Um, the other thing I was going to ask is when you have finished a course on SE codes, Java concepts, or any of the courses, um, can you take them over? And if so, why might you want to do that?
You absolutely can go back through the courses. And really, we encourage that. One of the big reasons to go back through a course is to just refresh yourself. especially if it's been a while since you've looked at one of our courses. Sometimes we make updates that you may miss if you don't go back, but sometimes it's nice just to see the same content and see how much you learned the first time through. The other reason to go back through a course would be to try the exercises in a different way. Remember, that's a live coding environment you're working in right there in your browser. So it's not a matter of you've done it once and it's saved and you've lost it. You can go back and redo it over and over and try different things. And so as you learn more, you'll find new approaches and new ways that you can use those live code editors. And that's one of the reasons we keep enrollment open and we let students come back through, is because we've built this resource and we want you to use it. And that's a really great way to get back in and both refresh yourself and practice a little more.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So
sorry,
Leah, can I flip the script on you a little bit?
oh yeah, I was just inviting someone to come and join us, please.
So what's the interest been like for Java concepts? Because I know that's been a long time coming.
It has been, and I think part of it is, well, and real quick, I was just checking to make sure our video here is public. So I'll let you check on that while I chat. So a couple of things. One is in South Carolina, when we think about K-12 and some of the programming concepts that our students who have access to code education in school are exposed to, Java is one of those languages. I believe that in some high schools there's even an AP class for Java. So there is still a lot of interest in not just the programming language itself, but being able to kind of access a pathway that might include like an AP class in Java. That of course is kind of confined to the folks who are still in that kind of K-12 traditional educational route. But just like you said, there are so many companies that are still using Java and really value that as a skill when they're looking at programmers to hire. So while we often talk about how it matters less exactly which languages you have mastered and more it matters more that you kind of have the ability to learn how to learn, to teach yourself new languages and all that good stuff. It sounds like Java is just a really good kind of foundation to have as part of your repertoire.
Yeah.
So we've been, just really excited to kind of add this to the list of what SE Codes is offering.
Let's see, and I'm testing out that stream option as well here.
Awesome.
Let's see what's going on.
We're testing out a lot of different ways to do this because I think our goal really here is to bring a little bit more to life the mentors that we have with SE Codes. All of our mentors, which we have over 100 people across the state who are working as professional developers who want to help and want to give back some of their time. And while a lot of them are doing that, within the platform by answering questions and within our Slack channel, which is open and available for those who want to join Slack, which is this great communication tool that we have that allows for kind of live communication based on maybe what you're working on in SE Codes or where you're located. There's a couple of tutorials when you join that can kind of help you learn how to do that. But we would love to kind of bring, our mentors straight to our learners and do that in a way that is live, that is, that allows for folks to ask questions in real time. Sure. And to really kind of get to know these faces, these people who are doing this kind of work in South Carolina and know that these are real people who really, really are giving back.
Yeah.
So that's our hope and our goal. We are going to keep perfecting our process for bringing these videos to you guys. It's a little bit new for us, so thanks for hanging in. And we will be back next week. Anything else you want to add, Alex?
I think that's it. Thanks so
Awesome.
much, Leah.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
See ya.